All right. You ready? Look at that. That's pretty.
Thank you.
You all can't see it at home. You might not even be able to hear me, but here we go.
Ta-da!
Ta-da!
Good morning.
Good morning. That's my bag over here. I have to try not to trip on it. Last cough into the mask. Good morning, and welcome to a new week of the Sun Dragon Sideshow.
The Adventures of Liz and Rebecca.
I'm trying to wake up because this is our Monday. I'm a broken record on it, but this is our Monday. And I was so busy yesterday trying to get stuff done for the shop that I was gonna knit all day or like part of the day or make progress. It didn't happen. I have other adventures to tell you about though. Hi, I'm Rebecca. I'm the owner of Sun Dragon Art and Fiber in hazy, foggy, probably going to be mildly hot Brevard, North Carolina.
I'm Liz. I'm the minion there.
And did I mention it's probably going to rain this afternoon? What is it? It's like a 50%? No, less chance of rain.
Yeah. Today
at like 1 o'clock, I think there's a 50% chance of rain, and then it goes down because I looked this morning. That means it's probably going to be a craptastic day.
I wasn't necessarily looking at our rain chances today. I was looking at what the temperature was going to be, and today is like going to be low mid 80s.
Yeah, I saw maybe getting to 80, maybe a little above, but
and
yeah.
Tomorrow is going to be death, like 90.
That's why I'm wearing my Ranunculus today. Part of the reason I was looking at the weather was, should I put this on to wear it into work, or will I already be dying?
No, today is a good day for that. Tomorrow is
what I heard is today's a good day to die.
No. Tomorrow we will be,
inside.
Oh yeah, Mom goes, do you have air conditioning? I'm like, at the shop where I'll be all day.
Oh, that's why you're still working for me.
Yeah, because there's air here.
Oh my, yes, okay, yeah. So we'll enjoy what weather we have when we have it, but it's been pretty rainy and nasty. We got stuck out in the gazebo on Saturday for like an hour. The covered thing outside.
Longer than that. It was like an hour and a half.
Yeah, I was only paying attention to when I posted about it raining on my personal page. So, and that was at least an hour. So, and just kind of like not even knitting for most of the time because there was spray. And I was like, this is gonna just make my knitting stick and be wet.
Like knitting at the beach right next to like the spray of all the waves.
We didn't have the sand, but we had the
Mm-hmm. It was,
and there was water dripping on my back because of the way the beams work on that overhang. It was a warm rain though, so
I wanted to go run in it, but it was a lot.
Hey, look, my shoes kind of match your dress. I got new shoes.
Yes, they do.
I mean, they don't match, but they're both blue. Did you like that? Okay. I'm squirreling early because I only drank like half my coffee.
That's a problem.
And also, okay, so my adventure this weekend was last week when I picked up my Wellerman, I got slightly obsessed with it and was working on it almost every night. So at some point, it's right here. We're going to show it to y'all. But you know me, I like to talk about your stuff first so I don't accidentally neglect you.
It's not a thing.
It's not a thing. How was your weekend?
I took my hair out on Saturday night.
Oh, the hair. That's right. You've got new hair.
I have new hair.
Well, she's got new wool roving dreads. Yeah. She did not regrow hair overnight.
No. It's
over
they're red and like a pinky red. You can't see them because
I will try to color correct, but it still might not show up.
They're also still wet because
life.
Well, I washed them like after I put everything in. I washed my hair so that it,
And how long does it take wool dreads to dry?
They'll be dry sometime around noon 30.
I was like, they'll be dry on Thursday. Like
no,
noon 30
because they're super thin little things.
Oh yeah, they're little ones.
They don't take too long to dry, but I should have washed them tomorrow when it's going to be hot, and then I could have wet dreads like cooling. But
well, you could wash them again. You could spray them down or something.
Run out in the rain. What?
What? Oh boy. That reminds me. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
It's actually neither here nor there. I'm saying it out loud, so maybe I won't forget to do it, or she'll remind me. I haven't posted on social media about knit night tonight.
Oh.
Because I got caught up with other things like shoes and whether they fit or not, and other things I had to post. So
that's not a thing.
So not a thing. Anyway, I'm sorry that interrupted your tales of the weekend.
I got those done. Let's see. Sunday, I dyed my hair and started braiding them in, and that all started like around.
Because Sunday is the beginning of our weekend because we work on Saturday now. And it was raining and miserable at the shop, so it wasn't fun to work on Saturday. But we saw friends.
I got right around halfway done on Sunday, and then Monday slept in, sort of. But
I'm jealous.
Wound up just laying in bed, going, "I'm not getting out of bed."
That's still rest, right?
Yeah,
I think that's still rest. That still counts. Finished
my hair and had time to knit on a couple of papillons, and this one that
because you only have a couple in front of you.
I have 5 in front of me.
You can't see it over the mountain of yarn, but
Mary's papillon, which is all blues.
I love those colors together. I really do.
They're just fantastic.
You have like the fuzzy water contrast.
Fuzzy water contrast.
Y'all have today to save money on the water, the crimped alpaca, if you still want it, and then it goes back to regular price.
And then Pebble Beach and Denim are the top 2 colors.
And they're the fiber space color. They just go so well together because Pebble Beach is a like a warmish gray that also has little bits of blue in it.
Blue and gray.
That is like the denim blue.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same company, so it's probably the same dye, but it's so pretty.
So I finishing stripe 10 on Mary's.
That reminds me about making kits for the break and tide cowl. Like there's so many things I would like to do, and energy and time just go.
And then this on Saturday, because we take some time to knit, my zombie apocalypse.
Oh, I really like that pop.
And I was like, I want to
pick something that worked. Yay!
That death and decay. I wanted it to match the bruising in the zombie barbecue.
Okay. It's a not quite gray, not quite blue, something or other color, and that's what I went with. I was not thinking about bruises and decay. I was thinking about. I was just thinking about what does that color look like in the shop.
Yeah.
And I found a color of Sisa, which is a yarn that we hardly ever talk about, and I don't think I've put up online.
She's going to have to color correct because it is not that dark.
Well, and I have to see because if I lighten everything, then we look pasty as all get out. So, which is actually what we look like. So I guess that's okay. I am, at least. You are out in the sun all the time. So,
so we'll see. Zombie apocalypse and barbecue mixing together quite beautifully with its
Sisa, with woodbine, whatever Sisa.
So that was Saturday, and then I got my mommy's all done to the middle stripe, and because
the olivey color,
it's the fiber space, or not the feeder brook. It's
you've got some Alba that's going to go in that too, right?
I do.
Okay.
Bunch of
which feeder brook is it? The one you were just touching?
No, we don't have any more. It's the all green.
It's in. We have like one skein left.
It's this one.
I've ordered more, by the way.
Potential energy. So it's all dark and.
Okay, so feeder brook, we got a new order in, and then I got the new colors in, and we were gonna make kits, and we're already running out of colors like that one.
So mom's pop of color is kind of olivey drab in the grays and the.
That just adds a whole new dimension because it was all grayscale before that, so it's really cool.
And then on Kaya's, I got her.
But wait, there's more.
Yeah, like I've got.
I was at home this morning going
2 that I haven't done the pop in.
I don't have anything. I have like 2 things to talk about. What are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about all your papillons. That's what we're going to talk about.
So I got Kaya's done, and her pop.
So they're all you've got like the eyelets in almost all of them, right?
I have 2 I have to put eyelets in.
But you've gotten most of them to that
Kaya's
point.
is Christmas at Downton.
Oh, the Christmas
with
at
the
Downton is so
July.
pretty.
It kind of stacks.
It kind of shows.
Yeah.
Well, it'll show more later. It fades through the colors.
Fades, yeah.
It's like if you're looking at one section, you might not see it, but it's there.
Yep.
That's really cool.
So anyway, so I had time to play with a bunch of, in addition to getting my hair done, which was kind of amazing.
The main thing. Yeah.
I had time to play. And
well, let's see. I'm gonna talk amongst yourselves. I'm kidding. I want to hold on to the Wellerman like until last because I finished it.
Did you get?
It's not blocked.
The other one you wanted finished?
No.
Oh.
But there's progress to show on it, I think. Because I mean, I was very busy yesterday between the newsletter and filming a somewhat long tips and tricks about different basic stitches you can do with knit and purl, and I did like 5. I did garter, stockinette, ribbing, seed, and moss, and it took just so much longer. Like it was a 40-minute video, even after some editing to cut things out and speed things up, to draw them, and then and it wasn't like here's the process of doing them. It was just like if you do this, this is what will happen. To draw them and then to film actually doing it on a sampler. Like for a tips and tricks video, it's really long. It's like the length of one of our episodes.
Yeah.
But editing that takes so much time. Editing these videos means, you know, I clip the ends, I adjust the color a little bit, I put some credits on. Tips and tricks is not that. So I was up quite late doing that, which meant all of my thoughts about ordering things for the shop, getting some knitting done. At least I spent all day Sunday knitting, and I'll show you that in a second. I'm just gonna leave y'all in a state of suspense, and you're gonna want to kill me. But no. I made a little bit of progress just last night, so I had something to film this morning because I was going, what am I gonna do this morning? Late last night, far longer after I should have been focusing on anything. I picked up stitches to start my next triangle on my Stephen West. So this triangle was done starting here and going down, and every 4 little ridges of this you bind off so that you get the little teeth going down. And then when you finish this one, you turn it to the side and you pick up stitches and you start going this way. With you could do it all with the same contrast. He did it with 6 different contrast colors, like there are 4 in the center, and then he moves in different ones in different places. This guy is I should say the main color for this whole thing. Let me back up. The main color for this whole thing is black because it was the best one I could find. Like I thought navy, maybe something else. We have tons of black in the shop now, so I just did black. And the contrast on this square or triangle that's done is Cascade, Heritage, Wave, Tropical. And the one I'm starting up here, this is Alice Springs. And I debated. I'm like, should I start from the outside where it's red? Should I start from the inside? I don't know what will happen. And I started from the inside where I don't know what will happen. And this is we're going to have 2 triangles in the center of this with the Tropical. Only one with the Alice Springs, and it may not hit any of the reds or any of the things that really contrast with this center. So I'm trying to give up and let what happens happen, and it's really hard for me.
Control freak.
Where's the lie? That's all I gotta say is where is the lie? So yarn lung. Okay. But I've gotten one little decrease in. That was my morning meditation this morning. I'll keep you all updated. Stephen West. I figured I should make some progress on that. I really have not worked on my stone catcher. I would like to. There's like 1 kit left with my colors of the stone catcher. If I get any work done on that before the end of the week, I will try to show you all. I think I've made progress on my Storm Shawl with bear chasing since y'all last saw it. And it's way too big for the needle right now. But look, you can see the drop stitches, right? I am a few garter rows away and a drop stitch row away from being done. And
it looks so cool.
It's really hard to show off to y'all because it's so dark. Like I can hold it up like that. What is really cool about this, so this is Joji Locatelli's Storm Shawl, and it's a crescent shawl. I can't wait to show y'all when it's off the needles. It's a crescent shawl, but it's got some asymmetrical properties to it because you're increasing on the edges. 4 stitches increased on the right side and 2 on the wrong side. There are these drop stitches, which are made by wrapping the yarn around the needle 4 times on that row as you knit, and then dropping them off on the next row, which makes these huge drop stitches. So that's symmetrically all the way across. And then you do a wedge. So if you can see, and then there's an eyelet row. So if you can see between the drop stitches and the eyelet over here is this thick, but over on this side, like it's a couple inches at least over here, but over on this side, look at where the eyelets are. I'm trying to hold it up against something light with contrast. It's like, there's not much distance. So it keeps growing on this side, but not on the other. And that's happened twice now. There's another set of drop stitches in here. I've done 2 sets of drop stitches so you can see them. And there's been another wedge row, which is even bigger. So we've got all this space over here until the eyelets, and blah. Over on the other side though, there's not that much. So this is going to be a crescent shawl when it's done, but it's going to look like everything kind of waves at different spots. Like one side's going to be expanding much bigger than the other side, which is going to make the center look off center, I think, when I'm done, which is going to be really cool. So, and I'm knitting this with Emerald's new color just for me, bear chasing, because why not take the people who we don't like and let the bears chase them out in the forest? So that way I don't have to worry about holding that inside of me and letting it fester. Just let the bears chase them. Mm-hmm. Or pink elephants. Yep. I'm trying to think about pink elephants and them taking their whatever on it.
I bet tonight at midnight you can finish.
I think so. Like I had hopes of doing both the Wellerman Shawl and this, and then I had things I had to do yesterday. The Wellerman Shawl got done. I put all my energy into it, and I made a little progress on this over the weekend. But I would have finished that if I didn't have to do all the other things I need to do on Monday when I'm not here at the shop. Like get groceries so I don't starve and run into town for a couple of things. So the other thing, I made next to no progress on this, but I hit the next color. And I haven't worked on this since January. So yeah, she knows what I'm talking about now. This is another thing that I think I did for yesterday's morning meditation, and I was like, and I can make so much progress on it. And then computer work overwhelmed my life. Someone asked recently on one of the social media platforms, how do you get all this done? And I jokingly said, I don't sleep. And if I really didn't sleep, then I could make progress on all of these things. But then I would be like the people in the Iditarod who start hallucinating after not sleeping for 3 days, and that would be bad. So
open a yarn shop, they said. You could knit all the time, they said. They like.
I mean, I will be honest, in the past few weeks when there's lots of tourists here, we have set up shop outside to welcome them and say, we just need you to put a mask on and we can provide them for you. It's much better than running for the door going, whoa, 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 But, and it's hard to do all the inside work we need to do. So that kind of forces us to maybe, when there's no people around, sit and knit because we're trying to be welcoming. But that's not the same, really. But people who walk up and see us knitting probably think that that's all we do.
We have to have projects that are very easy to pick up and put down and pick up and put down and pick up and put down.
Because when it gets busy, that's what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is my Nessie shawl. It is crochet. It is made with one of those Queensland United foursome. See, I'm down to the blue. Ooh. I hit the dark blue. I finally did. And I probably held this up a couple of times just to show off what you can do with the yarn and everything, but I had not actually sat down to work on it since I looked at when I last posted about it on Instagram. It was January. That's a long time ago.
Yeah.
But let's look at it this way. I worked on it in January, and then it kept stalling out, and then my life exploded in May. And I haven't really done too much crochet since my life exploded because I don't know why. I mean, it was soothing to
Okay.
get back to this. What?
I know why. It's because when you pick crochet projects,
Oh, that's right. You've mentioned this before.
they're a little bit more intricate than like.
I should get back to some basic crochet projects though, because
Yeah.
we need people to do basic crochet too.
Basic, like just with knitting.
It's a hold my beer moment. Come on.
Just with knitting, there is a whole level of complicatedness to crochet. You can pick super easy stuff and like the Fall River shawl. It's a 3-row repeat. It's really easy to memorize. It's just super easy. This one, everything changes every row. So
there's like a 28-row repeat.
Everything changes every row. So, so it's a little bit more complicated.
It's so much fun though.
It is fun. It's not difficult. It's just you have to sit there with the pattern.
It called for like 1,500 yards of yarn, which is why I picked it, because this is 1,500 yards of yarn. And oh, I think I might just pulled out a stitch. And I'm still nowhere near done with it. And there's massive amounts of fringe on this thing that I'm probably not going to do, but you can just keep doing repeats, right? But this is what I always find the craziest thing about this shawl is the United Foursome has equal amounts of each color. And you can see how as it gets wider, the same amount of yarn does not look like the same amount of yarn, or it's not as thick because it has further to go. So I just finally made it to, I'm going to have to explain it before I hold it up because then the mic won't pick me up. I just made it, and I'm going to pull this so it doesn't come out, to the dark blue on this little, can you all see that? Hopefully on the puff row. And these puffs are really, really cool. The puffs are really cool. I'll hold it up again close to the camera in just a second. Because you do them into a single crochet. Oh. You make a single crochet into the work, and then you kind of go into that single crochet to make a sideways puff.
Oh.
Yeah. So see that? Isn't that pretty?
Yeah, it is cool.
There's so many challenges in this, but it's totally doable if you look at all the pictures and read all the directions. And if you only have mild experience with charts, don't look at the charts because they will blow your mind, because they have front post and back post and twisties. And but the pictures, like this pattern is incredibly long. I don't think I have it printed out because I just use it on my computer because it's incredibly long because of pictures. Very helpful. So again, I can even show y'all the moment when it turned right in here from gray to blue. And morning meditation, I finished the gray row before this and then did the meditation for the puffs because they're fun to make. And I didn't even get halfway through this row before I lost the will to crochet. And when I have other things to do with my life right now, so I'm going to stop and take photos and get back to this later in the day. And that didn't happen. So
this is a really large piece.
You could make this smaller. You don't have to make it this big. I could have just done the gray part of this, done 1 or 2 repeats of the pattern, and had a really fun shawlette, had a small size shawl. I can't wait to finish this and block it because it's going to be huge.
It's going to be huge.
I'm pretty much, because I don't want to do fringe on this, I'm going to go till I run out of yarn. And I'll see when I hit the end of a repeat. I can identify the end of a repeat because
what is the end?
It's this crissy-cross. It kind of looks like a waffle of 3 stitches over 3 stitches. Or I should look at her instructions and see when it's time to end, what row you're supposed to end on. I don't know if it's very clear, but it's a really cool pattern. So
it's crochet. So when you run out of yarn,
I mean, you can end it anywhere,
just,
really. Yeah. But I'd like to see if she has advice on that. So this is probably going to grow even more. I mean, the wingspan is probably a good 5 feet or so. It's a little beyond my fingers. And I don't know, is your, when you hold out your arms, is that as
About
wide
as
as you
tall-
are,
yeah,
all
about
are
as-
tall
yeah.
kind of a thing usually? I'm like 5'3". I used to say I was 5'5" if I thought really hard and I was wearing high heels, you know. So I've probably shrunk. I'm probably 5'3", if I'm being, you know, honest. So haven't measured myself in forever and can't remember what the doctor said last time I went. So, but I still have 50 grams of yarn here because I just hit the blue. So it won't be like, if we take a look at this,
You might get half of the gray.
yeah, because I feel like the gray is maybe 2/3 of the lighter blue is how far I got. But the lighter blue is, you know, like you can't really measure off of all of this because it was so small and getting bigger. So maybe half the gray, which is only a few more rows, to be quite honest, maybe only 5-10 more rows. I could be done with this sucker soon. Like it was starting to fly and I was like, this is why I do crochet. It goes quickly. But when the rows are so long, even quick stitches and using up lots and lots of yarn, because there was this like this barf knot of dark gray in there that was all tangled as I was working, and then all of a sudden it was gone because I'd crocheted it all in. So we'll see where I get to on this, but I may spend some time on this. This might become my passion project like the Wellerman was last week. I'm starting to pick up old projects and saying, let's just get this done.
Yeah.
And then life, you know, so we'll see. But so I want to make sure I showed you all that. The Queensland United foursome was our product of the week a couple weeks ago. And we're reaching the point where I'm not sure how much more of it I can get in. So if that fascinates you, it's a wool cotton blend. If you're like, ooh, that's interesting, get it now, because I think they're moving. There are whispers and hints that they're getting rid of it. And my yarn rep that came in last week said it's gone. Whereas the people I talked to last week or the week before, because it went on sale like right after I stocked up on it, said, oh, we have about 6 months more of inventory. So I don't know who's correct in that assessment, because if they put it on sale and people scarfed it up, it could be gone. I think some of the production of it was too much, has stopped because it was too much to do. I think the genesis of this yarn, which is United, like the United blend of wool and cotton in little 50-gram skeins, I think that is going to continue. But the big cakes, which people really like here, we never brought in the 50-gram skeins because there's such a massive range of colors, and where would we put them? The idea of Queensland pairing them for us was just really cool. All right. So I've kept you in suspense long enough. The Wellerman.
The picture she took and posted,
that I tried to say, like, look how big it is.
It doesn't do it justice.
Every row was getting smaller, and I was playing yarn chicken with my life and going, I'm gonna run out. And part of the reason I spent all day Sunday knitting was I needed to know if I needed another skein from the shop on Monday when I ran into town. So I was like, I just need to knit till I run out of yarn and then I'll know. And I finally looked at the charts and went, oh, this is my last row. I can just bind off the last 20 stitches. That's great. This is unblocked right now. And it did, based on her yardage, it should have only taken me 5 skeins. And this is how much yarn I had left of my 5th skein when I finished binding off, trying to get in the
Like
camera
3
there.
feet.
It's basically a yard. It's like, well, maybe, you know,
a yard and 6 inches.
Yeah. I was really, really close, which is fantastic. I used Sugarbush Dawson, which is now discontinued. And it calls for a worsted weight or a sport weight. And you use a different size needle, follow the same exact pattern depending on the yarn you pick, and you'll get 2 different size shawls. So you can make this massive, lovely thing in a smaller size if you pick thinner yarn.
Isn't it one you can add an extra repeat or 2? No.
That's the cameo. That's the other one I'm doing.
One.
This is, I made it exactly the size she said to. I'm sure I could have added repeats in, but it's already massive. And I did it. Dawson is a little thicker than worsted. It's really more of a light chunky, heavy Aran worsted. I just wanted the squishiness and the wonderfulness of this because it's cables everywhere. And um this, oh my gosh, like I thought the other thing I just held up for you was big, and oh my gosh.
I
We
knew
can't fit it on camera,
when-
Liz,
when
and I
you-
haven't even blocked it yet.
when you came in
Yeah.
and you showed it off and you were right about here and you wore it on your neck, like,
Yeah.
you know.
That was last Tuesday, wasn't
Yeah.
it? And every row gets shorter. So I just kept going because I love cables so much. This is like one of your big Papillons.
Yeah.
It's just not as deep.
I've been thinking I might have to
Make this.
It's
It's really fun. And if you made it on bigger yarn and bigger needles, oh crap, you'd use like half the shop yarn.
I was thinking
But-
eco.
Ooh. The eco is like this yarn.
Yeah. But on like a 10.
Mhm. Well, but here's the thing is the two lower sides of this, like there and here, is the first row of this, and it's over 400 stitches. But remember, you can do it with smaller yarn on smaller needles and come up with something smaller. And then you're decreasing across the top edge is where all the decreases happen. And you decrease on the edges and in the center on the right side rows. And you decrease only at the edges on the wrong side rows. And you get this super wide, like Age of Brass and Steam does the same thing in the opposite direction, where you're increasing on every row, but increasing a little more on the right side rows. And that just makes this lovely, it's still a triangle. It's still a triangle, but it's a really, really, really wide, not as deep as a classic triangle
It
shawl.
just
And it's so
yeah.
squishy and warm. And like anytime I'm feeling miserable, I'm going to wrap up in this. And it's got a double cable down the center. And all of these trees are made by really small cable changes and knitting through the back, knitting and purling through the back loop for all of these, to get the detail of all of these trees here. And so again, I haven't even blocked this yet. And I think her dimensions, this is a Caitlin Hunter pattern. And I hadn't tried a Caitlin Hunter shawl. I've done lots and lots of her sweaters, but her instructions for blocking, I think it's supposed to have like a 9-foot wingspan when blocked. I don't know if this is going to expand that much. I don't know how much I really want to pull on it and see what happens with the cables. But look at that. I mean, it's already covering my whole back, pre-blocking and coming down, and like, this is a wrap. I don't normally wear shawls wrapped around me. This is not a shawl I see. If I did it in the sport weight with the lighter needles, maybe it would be one I would wear as a scarf. This is just a
snuggly.
A wrap yourself up in comfort. And the Dawson is super soft llama and merino blend. I think this shawl would be absolutely gorgeous in either 100% alpaca that we have in worsted weight, or the alpaca wool blend that we have, the ultra alpaca. The Rapture would be great too, which is the thinner version of this yarn. We may or may not have enough of it.
It is designed to be a heavy shawl.
Mm-hmm.
So if you did it in 100% alpaca, it could grow a bit.
It could grow, but you might not mind that.
Yeah.
Doing it in something soft would be absolutely wonderful. And I think in worsted weight, like the yarn, the Dawson that I did it in is 170 something yards. I think you're still going to need 5 of worsted weight potentially, because it's like 900 something yards. You might not have to play yarn chicken as badly as I did if you make it out of a true worsted weight. But I think making it out of something soft and wonderful, or not, you don't have to make it out of something soft. If you make it out of wool, straight up wool, you're going to have more structure. We will call them back in a few minutes. It may not be as soft and snuggly, but it is still going to be wonderfully warm. It is still going to be fantastic. I would do it in something that has good stitch definition for all of these cables. So this has a little bit of halo on it and it's fuzzy and it still works. But like Friday Harbor that we have has excellent stitch definition, and the cables are all going to pop. And that's another worsted weight. And it's pretty, it's not as soft as this, but it will still be somewhat soft because it is merino. So I had to show you all as my yarn chicken tries to choke me. I had to show you all how big it is before it's blocked.
Yeah, because the pictures you put online just
are all, you know, the camera is distorting things, and it's hard
I was
to
like,
capture
it looks so tiny. Like I knew how
it's
big it
not
was.
tiny,
But
it's so not tiny.
Yeah.
Yay. So this is my Wellerman. If you love cables and you don't mind investing in at least 5 skeins of yarn, you're gonna love this. It was wonderful. I think I started it back in like April.
Mm-hmm.
Or
you got on a big shawl kick.
Yeah, hang on. I'm sorry if you all heard that, because my phone.
Everybody's phones are phoning.
It's still recording. Good. Everybody's phones are going off, but that was on my cell phone. That was a telemarketer. But if the sound came through, this is just, it's glorious. It's absolutely glorious. I don't even know if my blocking pads will be big enough to block this. I'm gonna have to try laying it out and seeing what happens. So, but I had to show it to you all. And maybe we can get, I know it's not bright and colorful, but I think this might be a really good thumbnail to draw you in to say, what is that big? It's like the Luna moth on my window this morning. Right. It's massive. Yeah. So, yeah. It's a blanket. It's a triangle shaped blanket. And I love it. So I'm going to have to start picking up old projects and finishing them, or dedicating some time to them so they feel loved, because that one, I do love it very, very much. The Cameo is the other one. It starts at the top edge up here and gets smaller. And that's the one I threw the extra repeat in. So it's probably going to be pretty massive too. Someday I'll get back to that one as well. Anyway, we should wrap up pretty soon. We're getting an alert for our 10 o'clock appointment coming in less than 10 minutes. So schedule what we were putting at the front for all the people who don't watch all the way to the end. Now the people who watch to the end get the reward again. So knit night is tonight from 6 to 9 p.m. Even though I haven't posted on social media yet, it is indeed happening. Hopefully by the time this gets published, I'll have put my post up with the cute little, here's my cat, isn't he adorable? In reality, he's bitten me 5 times today. So 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, come join us on Zoom with the shop phone number
828-877-3550.
Woo! And then tomorrow we have the most dangerous show of the week, where we try to sell you stuff and give you discounts, and I have no idea what we're going to talk about.
We never do.
We
don't know until
a lot of
Wednesday
yarns
morning.
A lot of yarns are making reappearances because there's stuff I need to photograph and get up online, and life has just not lent itself to that lately. So yeah, where am I going next? I'm losing my train of thought because I was holding up the Wellerman instead of drinking my coffee.
Thursday,
Dear Becky and Lizzie, give us something to talk about. Write us a letter, send us an email. Our 10 o'clock's already here, but I think she'll be patient. So write us an email,
Liz at sundragonartandfiber.com.
All spelled out. Or send us a letter and we will cherish it forever in our little bin up there. It's Dear Becky and Lizzie, Sun Dragon Art and Fiber, 35 South Broad Street, Brevard, North Carolina, 28712. And I don't even remember half of what I just said, but I'm used to saying that, so it just rattles off.
Friday night is knit night again.
Another knit night, yay, 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time yet again. And the shop phone number to get in, which we already said.
828-877-3550.
We'll say it again, why not? Please remember, if you want to come to the shop, you take your chances if you don't make an appointment. And if the shop's not full, which for us means about 2 groups or 4 people, whichever comes first at this point in time, that could change. But if the shop is not full, we will let you in with a mask and we can provide them. If the shop is full, we might say, hey, can you wait a few minutes, or we can help you outside. And as you know, Delta rages on, we're hoping that it'll, we'll survive it. That's why we're doing what we're doing, vaccinated or not, all that kind of spiel. And we hope that you are happy and healthy and staying safe where you are. And thank you so much for watching, and consider subscribing. We always got to throw that in. We are halfway to between 500 and 600 right now. And y'all know we keep tempting you. If we get to 600, we'll have a sale just for you guys.
Like, subscribe, ring the bell,
Ring the bell.
all that fun
Do
stuff.
anything that helps us
Help you.
Yeah, it helps the algorithms to expose us to more people if you say things and like things and give us feedback and all that kind of stuff. Makes the algorithms go, huh, maybe this is important, maybe other people need to know about this. So if you haven't subscribed, it's a really easy way that you can help us out. If you'd like to help us out even more, you can become a patron over at patreon.com. And we say thank you very much to all of our patrons. And they all go in the credits. No matter what level of you are supporting us per month, you get your name in the credits. So, anyway, we got to go. We love y'all. Yep. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.